I don't want to hear it. You just stay in there, you stay in your room, you keep quiet, and let two men talk. I'm gonna shoot you. No. Bush had me laughing.
Hello. By the way, Jeff, we could hear you.
Yeah, I love that. Ozzy.
Oh yeah, that was an Aussie. That I don't want to get copyrighted for using Aussie.
I thought he's one that sung that song.
Shh.
Okay. Okay. It just hit me what you're talking about. Okay. I was not talking. Wait, hold on. Hold on. There. She ain't got no damn mute button. She been cocky all damn day. I don't know what got into her.
Yeah, we got Robert. Hey, Robert, how's it going? Yeah, B Charming, WGH, Autumn Leaf, What Life, Susie D. Hey, Susie D. Good to see you.
No, TH2, they are not.
We got Pat's in here. TH2. Oh boy.
Robert, 99.9% of the time, I'm the one that cooks. So I will not starve. I'll put it like that.
Even when it's unedible.
I don't know. I have to make put it in the grinder to get it to where it's edible. If it grinder don't blow up.
Well, you remember that stuff that you tried canning that time?
Yeah, well, yeah.
I don't
See,
know if
that's
you put
what I
that
was
in the grinder or not.
I don't even know if I could have busted it open with an axe to be careful about it.
Hey, Christy. Oh, yeah. I wanted to do a thing again, talking about preserving food and stuff like that. Sometimes it's good, especially this time of year.
Oh yeah.
Always good. And I remember, I forget who it was, but um, during this time of the year, they get turkeys on sale, and they'd pick a turkey, for Thanksgiving, but they would also put a whole turkey in the pressure cooker, and they would cook it up, and then pull it out and put it in the jars and fill it up with the whatever juice was in there, and then can it. And they would have a whole mess of turkey. I forget who it was now. And if it was, they'd put the whole frozen turkey in, the neck and everything, the little extra bags of goodies you get inside the turkey. It would be frozen turkey. They'd put it in there, and I think pressure cooked it for like an hour and a half or something like that. And you go in there and pick up the bone and it just the meat
Fall
fall
right
right
up.
off. Yep. And then they would scoop it out, strain it, and put it in a bowl, and then stick it in jars. And that was really cheap protein.
Now, when I cook my turkey and my ham, I put it in the oven. I'm gonna say around 9 o'clock that night. And yeah, y'all can say what you want to. I put my carrots, onions, taters, and yes, I said taters. You know, all that stuff in there, and I let it cook all night long on about 200. And trust me, 9 o'clock the next morning, you grab a turkey or a bone out of the ham. That's all you grab because the meat is in there.
Yeah. That's like pork shoulder. When you cook a pork shoulder, how you test and see if it's done, you grab the bone and pull it out. And if it pulls out, it's good to go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey, Chris.
Robert, I have never, ever had that problem. Taking the giblets out.
Out of the ham?
No, turkey.
He said ham.
Wait a minute. Robert, you want to be funny tonight, ain't
you? Yeah, I think this year I'm going to do my baked beans again. I'm going to smoke them. Oh, man, you talk about good flavor in them beans. Oh, because I already make good baked beans. Now,
homemade,
right. Yeah, homemade. And then whenever I get that, those cheap aluminum pans and put that in that smoker, you just go out there about every hour and stir it up. That way, all of it gets that smoke flavor.
Well, now,
couple hours in the smoker. Oof.
Now, wait a minute. Robert, this is a true event, okay? My sister-in-law, at the time, her boyfriend raised quite a few hogs. And she was coming back home, everything, talking about, well, you can't get but 2 hams out of a hog. I looked there and I said, that ain't right. You get 4 hams out of 1 hog. She said, how's that? I said, how many legs does a hog have? She said 4. I said, where does the ham come from? A leg bone. She said, yeah. Hey, I got her to believe in that you get 4 hams out of a hog. Next time she went to her boyfriend's house, she come back and chewed me out up one side and down the other. I thought it was funny. I reckon you had to be there at the time.
I like one of the best smokers I made was it basically looked like an outhouse.
Damn.
Had a pipe at the top, and right below it had a regular wood stove, one of them little bitty cheap ones that you get for, used to be for like $200.
Damn, that was cheap.
And you just run the pipe straight into the side of the smoker and start your fire and everything in there. And it's even better doing it that way for smoking cheese. Because a lot of time when you're using like, the electric ones or the gas ones, that little metal refrigerator looking thing, the heat's inside there. with
Well, yeah.
with the way you put the wood stove on the outside. Most of the heat is out there, and you cooking it with the smoke.
Well, now I got a Weber grill, one of the big ones, and Roy was telling me, I got that. Why don't I smoke a ham on that? And I'm gonna be straight up. I have never smoked a ham, and he was telling me how to do it.
Yeah, you can buy little these little
This,
cages to put the
yeah,
smoking chips in there.
yeah. But you
Yeah.
see, I also got the wood I need to do it with. All I got to do is just make my own chips, soak them, and put them in there.
No, you don't soak them. You want it. You want the smoke. When you soak your chips, stops it from smoking. That's the idea of using the wood chips as the smoke.
I thought you soaked wood chips.
No, that's to make them last longer. But the whole process of smoking is to create smoke.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on. I cannot build a smoker out of wood. There's something wrong there. Something wrong with that theory.
I did.
Well, I was going to say,
That's why I said it. Mine looked like it was basically an outhouse. It
yeah.
wasn't an outhouse, but it looked like it's the same shape of an outhouse. Put it right there on the ground, and then right next to it, I had an old wood stove. Piped it inside the outhouse looking thing, and then put a pipe on the outside to where the smoke would go out. And I put a little valve up there to where I could regulate the smoke.
Robert, you right. I do get myself in a lot of trouble. And he said he smokes his wood chips in bourbon and lets them dry.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I just have a little electric thing, and there's a smoke box where you put your chips in, and then there's a one for liquid that you can put apple juice, pineapple juice, and stuff in there like that.
You're going to hear some rustling going on here. I'm trying to take some cookies away from Dixie so I can have some, and she won't let me have them. There.
That's too many.
I got my 4. She's got about 20.
That's too many.
Too many?
Watch it. Listen. Hey, while you're in there, how about fixing me something to eat tonight, if possible?
She's gonna throw something at you.
If she don't come by and smack the shit out of me a few seconds ago, that's all right. I like it rough. Damn good thing my camera wasn't on.
And before we getting started, you were trying to think of ways to preserve food.
That was, yeah.
And you forgot about dehydrating. There's freeze drying too.
I said dehydrated. Now,
did you?
Yeah. Now freeze dried. I'm sorry. There's no way I can afford one of those freeze dryers.
Oh yeah, that's another way in there. and there's always, putting in the freezer.
Well,
Freezing it is preserving it.
it is. But my problem, the way I'm thinking is this right here. All right. You got a freezer slam full of meat. All right. Y'all have a power outage. Let's say for a week. That is food and money wasted.
Not me. If I had to go probably 2 weeks using a generator, then I would actually can it all up.
Now, wait a minute. I'm not talking about generators, okay? A lot of people don't have generators. I mean, people like
that's their fault.
Yes.
That's their fault, though. If somebody has multiple freezers and they don't have a generator, that's like having multiple vehicles and not one of them having a spare tire in any of them or a jack. Why would somebody have multiple freezers full of meat and not have a generator for a backup?
Price, lack of money, job is not that great because
you got enough to put all that meat in the freezer. I paid $220 for my generator.
God, I wish I could say I paid that for it.
Yeah.
And that's enough. That's enough to keep my refrigerator and freezers going. And
now the generator I got, I can run my whole house on it on 110. Okay. Now I cannot hook up 220 outlets to it if I'm running all 110. All right. I don't have but 2 appliances that is 210. That's the stove and the dryer. All right.
Yeah.
Now the stove I can get by with. I've got 3 camp stoves here at the house, and I've got probably about 3 tubs of propane. Like that. And no, I do not keep the propane in the house. Period. But I have enough propane bottles, the 1 pound bottles, to probably last me a whole winter. Okay? Because let's face it, me and Dixie, we do not cook like we used to. We do not eat like we used to. Hell, there was a time when the youngins was here at home. We cooked 2-3 times a day for many years. Now, when we cook, it's maybe twice a week, and the rest of it sandwiches. I know what I said, sandwiches, not sandwiches, like that. Or we'll open up a can of beans or something like that, and we won't have meat,
Hey, Marshmallow Man.
You're right, Robert. Because we lose power. You're not going to do clothes.
Why not? If I was running out of clothes, I would just wash them in a tub and then wring them out and hang them up on a clothesline.
No, because see, I'm going to let Dixie do that. Do you know blue jeans, how much a pair of blue jeans weigh if they wet? All I got to do is say the wrong thing and she done cold top me.
Boy, it's noisy today on that road.
That shit would hurt. I've been hit with a pair of wet blue jeans before. It'll knock you off balance.
Yeah, we used to. Well, we first moved, had our first property. We would put everything in the tub and do a dance inside there.
Yeah.
And then drain the water out, and then the tub spout came out. It was a pretty big one. It came out a good ways, and we would wrap the clothes around that and wring it out. The bigger clothes like the jeans and stuff, and then
Thank you, Slashy Cat.
take it outside and hang it up on the clothesline. You ever hang clothes up and it freeze? You go out there and knock on the jeans and they're hard as a rock.
Yep. I sure have.
Hey, wait a minute. I see Bubba News in chat. Well, hello, sir. I hope you having a good, prosperous day today.
Hey, Bubba News. How's it going?
But yeah, we was talking, like you said, there's dehydrating, there's freeze drying, there is canning, and the one I've never done, I can't think of the term you use, but you salt. Yeah. You salt it down.
They're smoking too.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is pretty much the same as dehydrating, but tastes better. You get some smoke flavor in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
When I first time I tried that, we actually got a plastic tarp and wrapped around, made a teepee and wrapped around there and started a small fire and smoked salmon that way.
Good evening, our cabin in the woods.
Hey, Tony, how's it going?
But, if you really do some research, I'm sure there's more ways than 4 or 5.
Yeah, there is. There's vinegar. And there's fermenting.
Fermenting, yeah.
I almost said it. Fermenting.
And you got to have a beaver to ferment.
A beaver?
Never mind. That's a joke. I'm not. A few people will get it.
What else? There's honey. You can preserve stuff in honey.
Garlic and honey.
There's alcohol. You can store stuff in alcohol.
Oh. Pickled veggies. Yeah.
And lard too. Yeah. And basically fat. You got to really know what you're doing with that though, because
with the lard?
Yeah, it's basically an oil and stuff. It's because some you got to make sure it's a certain temperature and all that fun stuff. Hey, grape jams.
Oh, grape jams. My wife wanted me to tell you, thank you for all the prayers and everybody else for the family. She told me that it has helped a lot. And evidently, I will agree with her because I'm still alive. But then again, thank you, and thank everybody.
Hey, Klein. I didn't see you there.
But yeah, I like the dehydrating. I like the canning, and I just covered two of the biggest ones right there that practically everybody's doing nowadays. Canning and dehydrating.
There's still a lot of people that are afraid to do the canning.
Yeah, they have got it set in their mind that canner will
No,
boom.
not just that. It's they're so scared of the botulism thing because you can't see it, you can't smell it, and everybody's scared. But there is less deaths from botulism than there is from eating a salad.
Yeah. Oh, don't even go there with the salads.
Yeah, because there's recalls after recalls on salads and stuff, and
Yeah.
that
You'll
stuff.
come out safer making your own salad than buying that bag salad.
Oh yeah.
It's just something that, a matter of fact, I think you told me quite a few months ago where it's grown and what else is raised close by.
Yeah.
I never thought of that, but it makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Keto, Jess.
Hey, Jess.
I hope you stay a little bit longer. The comedy had started when we went live.
You can grow it in the house.
Oh, you can.
Lettuce, yeah.
Now you got to remember what I said before the show started. I've never grown lettuce or cabbage. Okay.
Well, get the butter crunch. Very easy to grow butter crunch. You can grow it in a little pot about that yay big. I think a gallon size, and you can actually get you can do the whole the water thing to where you don't use dirt.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I forget what it's called, but and there's the
okay, Jess,
the little systems that the aerator things or whatever they're called, where you can grow it right in a little thing like that.
Yeah,
and just grow one after other. Once one's down, put another one in there.
Now, don't you have to keep the heated at a certain?
Well, it's in the house, unless you don't have heat in your house, then.
Dude, the way heat has gotten here lately, we're gonna be lucky if we have heat 3 times a month this year.
Yeah, that's it. Hydroponics.
Yeah. I mean, come on, a tank of gas is damn near $1,000 a month. And you're gonna have what, at least 4 months of where you're gonna need heat.
Well,
And my
last year, I think my highest month was
$200. Do you have
almost $200.
gas?
Huh?
Do you have piped in gas or do you have propane?
Piped in. It's natural gas.
I've got propane. I don't have the other one.
A tank.
A tank. That I got the tank sitting outside the house.
Hi, Chicken Noodle.
And when they brought it, and this was what, 2 years ago, it was $800 and some to fill it up. And gas now, I mean, I went down there to make a payment, and she told me propane has gone up. So I'm kind of scared to see how much it's going to be this year.
Believe it or not, I would rather go buy a cord of wood for a month than spend that much money for.
I got no choice right now because my fireplace was built before they put the square pipe in. Okay. And this house is over 200, shit, is over 100 years old.
Oh yeah, so this one,
there's just a chimney.
I don't have the money to pay an inspector to come out here and check it out. I've called them up. The cheapest one I could find was $400 and some dollars, all the way up to almost $600.
But you gotta get your
well, you know, you can go and buy a smoke bomb and check your pipes yourself.
I have not thought of that.
Check your chimney yourself, because there are smoke bombs that doesn't throw out that much heat.
Right.
And you cap it off, and then you go up and look and make sure it goes. And you can actually cover it a little bit, see if anything starts coming out of the bricks.
Well, see, there's another problem. We don't have but one access to the attic. Okay. I'm a pretty good sized guy. 101 would have a hard time getting in that access hole.
I think 101 would fit up in it.
You know, I mean, it looks like a 3 foot by 2 foot. You know, like that. But you know what? I'm gonna check around for a smoke bomb and put it in my wood heater.
That's what I said, and that's make sure you get a smoke bomb, not a stink bomb.
Oh hell no! Going to school, I do know the difference of what a stink bomb is. Okay, I got in a lot of trouble at school.
Yeah, there's a big difference.
Yeah,
and, they do have a lot of these guys will go in there with these machines that produces smoke that they'll put in there to see where it's leaking at. They'll cap the top and see if if there's anything coming out through the bricks and stuff.
See, because I can step outside.
Smoke bomb is cheaper.
Yeah. Now that you said it like it, see, I can go outside and look at my fireplace. You know, the chimney up there.
Yeah.
And you can see that all you got to do is take a screwdriver and probably knock some brick out.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And sometimes you can get you can just get the pipe to put inside there. Run pipe down.
Yeah. But it's still gonna cost. I mean, you know, I don't care how
good idea.
Yeah, I saw that. And me and my wife, back in our younger days, we have talked about this. You know, if our house catches on fire, okay,
Hush your mouth.
We've got stuff in our bedroom we can throw through the window and get out safely.
Mm.
You know, like that. I don't want to do that, but
that brings something up. There's a craze going on right now with these little shed houses, and was it Robert that was the fireman? I can't remember, but you can ask
Bubba, you're right.
Firemen about this. people are getting these sheds and converting them into houses. Now, what's
Tiny
the thing?
house.
What's the thing about these sheds? There's only one way in and one way out. You should
Yeah.
always have 2 ways out, at least 2 ways out of anything.
Don't they have a back door?
No.
No, they usually have that one front door and that's it. And it's a craze. Everybody's going and building this, and they only have one door. And if there's a fire at that door, you ain't getting out unless you go through the walls.
As big as I am, I will go through a wall if need be, unless it's plaster. And the way they build houses nowadays,
Wouldn't take much.
it would. Yeah, you're right. It wouldn't take much.
Yeah, I'd like to see you try to get through my walls.
Dude, coming up, I used to take my fist and hit walls. Okay. The house I'm in right now, if I was 16 or 20, I could not put a dent in these walls.
Yeah, this is an 1892, I believe.
This one
It's
is
82. I can't
this
remember.
one was built in 1902.
Yeah, that's
And I'm thinking it's still got the board slats in it with the wire on it, the chicken wire.
no, they didn't have chicken wire in it.
Well,
My house tree's holding up the floor. Who knows?
yeah, she's right. No, I done been under there.
Well, the house of my sister and Dane lives in had trees holding up their floor.
Yep. But
Because when they had their floors done.
yeah, her sister-in-law's boyfriend had trees for floor joists up underneath his house.
Oh yeah.
When they had floors done, the guy said, "What's these trees storing down here?"
Yeah, they got sandstone still for the basement.
Oh, we when I was doing heating and air conditioning back in my younger days, we done a church. Every bit of it was done by hand and everything. And right across the road, they had a graveyard. And the graveyard dated back to Columbus. There was some out there that old. And I'm sitting there thinking, dude, I've never even heard of this church, because it's not on record that, what do you call it? Antiques or houses or something like that. It's not even on the record nowhere. And that would definitely pass, because we walked through, took us a half a day just looking at everything. And the 2x4s were true 2x4s. And
I'm out, Grandma.
all right, lady, you have a good evening. And when you crawled up underneath that church, if you crawled under on your belly, that was it. You could not roll over. That's how close to the ground it was. Yeah, wait a minute. I just seen it. Historical site. Yeah, that's it.
Usually it has to be registered. There's plenty of houses that nobody registers or anything because, of course, you get your taxes to go up. Some places will do that since it's an old place and whatnot. Your taxes will go up.
Well, now there's a little village on the northern side of the county. Every one of those houses were registered like that. And you could go in, you could fix the inside any way you wanted to, but the outside had to be preserved the way it was when it was built.
That's the way it is over here in Roscoe. There's a certain way you can't put modern day shingles up or anything like that. It has to be shake, and they made it to where you can use metal now, though.
We had to back out.
Shake is very expensive for a roofing material. It's real easy to put, time consuming, but it's real easy to put a shake roof up.
I mean, I think the name of that little town was called Glencoe. Is what it was called. But it had another name when we was coming up. And one of them, if you're in the room, I apologize. We called it Munchkin Land because the people who lived there were, let's say, little people. All right. They had a general store. They had their own meal that they'd done their food with. They had a knit mill down there. Yeah, I mean, it was a community. They did not have to go into the big town to get nothing. And it was right on the river.
Hey, Sniffer.
Oh.
Yeah, and basically the whole town, well, except for the upper part, was flooded in 19 something. I think it was 1912. Was completely flooded, and it just set until 1968, and then they decided to restore it, and now it's historical. The whole place is a historical place. They have festivals and stuff, even though they started charging people for it. Like they got the apple butter stirring thing.
Oh yeah.
No, because they charge you $8 to get in, to walk up and down the street.
Are you kidding?
Nope.
I won't be seeing that little community.
Oh no, I refuse to go. It's ridiculous, and they have some things they don't charge for. They have car shows and things like that you can just go and walk and whatnot.
Yeah,
but some of the things they actually charge you to walk down the street and walk back the other way and leave.
That sounds like a deterrent to me. I mean,
there's people come from far away to come to this though.
Well, I mean, I may be a hillbilly, redneck, but I do have a little bit of sense. Hell, if I want to pay to walk, I'd go to a gym. I'd get a gym.
Well, you get to see, all the things, but
you go to the right gym, you get to see a bunch of things.
Yeah, I don't think there'll be stirring no apple butter though in a gym.
I'm leaving that alone. The wife's in the room.
Yeah.
Let's get back on track before I end up dying a very young old man.
Right.
How much, if you was going to do, I'm talking.
I ain't going. I'm sitting here looking at you.
If you was going to do a ham shoulder, how much salt do you think it would take to do one ham? Because I know you got to go back in every day and put ham on it till it stops bleeding.
Probably 5 pounds. Well, it's not going to bleed because it's not alive. Believe it or not, when you go to a store and there's the red stuff, that is not blood in the package of meat. That's, I forget what it's called, but it's not blood because there's no blood in the meat.
I know, because the salt done drew it all out, but there is still blood in there.
No, it's not blood. It's, I can't remember the name of it. Somebody will get it in chat eventually.
Yeah, but still, you've got to draw that out.
Yeah. Red dye. Some places, yeah.
Some places they eat it raw. Might as well say.
I ain't eating no raw damn ham straight up. That's just like going ordering a chicken and it be bloody on the inside. That shit's going back quick.
Bubba News says red dye.
Yeah, Bubba News.
Number 5 or something.
That's two things. I will not eat half cooked. That's poultry and ham. I'm sorry.
Sludge? No, that's not it either. Another thing to preserve food is put in your basement or a root cellar. There's your potatoes.
Oh, yeah.
There's cabbage. There's all kinds of stuff that you can store for a long period of time.
Yeah, out of curiosity, how long, let's say you do got a root cellar, how long will a head of cabbage last in a root cellar?
Well, the thing is, you will go down there and pull off the outer leaves every so often. But I seen somebody was talking about it. They sit there and they had fresh cabbage 8 months later that they'd had harvested. Yeah, onions, potatoes, squash. Yes, the hard squash, which is where you put your nail in it. It's hard to poke into the skin. Carrots, pretty much any root will last, and that's the thing with onions and potatoes and things like that. You when you harvest them, that's why they leave them set out. Sweet potatoes, they'll leave them set out in the dirt, let the sun bake them to where it cures the outside of them, and then you don't use water. You wipe that dirt off as good as you can, and then you store it.
I got to answer this question right here. Bubba knows, yes. Go to the store, buy you some country ham and pour Coca-Cola on it and see what happens.
Yeah, I think we've had this conversation for the last 4 weeks now.
Well, Bubba brought it up. It's his fault. It's his fault.
I don't know why it keeps coming up. It keeps coming up every week. Well, I think the last time was on yours, though.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
But now, if you think that's going to be gross, don't ask what hot dog is made out of.
Yeah, I noticed the sweet onions don't go bad before the white and yellow ones.
Really?
It's a basement.
It's a hand dug basement. Period. I think what, 3 foot? No, about 6 foot down. The temperature stays about 70 degrees all year round.
Not that. Not that warm. If it was that warm, because anything over 60, even your canned goods, anything over 68 degrees is bad for even your canned jars.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that's why they say keep it in a cool, dark place. Even the sunlight it won't so much do stuff. It just makes it cloudy and stuff.
Oh, Robert, really? You had to bring that up. It's like I told Bushcraft before we got on here. I've never grown cabbage or lettuce. I'm kind of scared to do it, because I don't want it to go bad before we eat it. And Robert, really, I'm not even going there with that one. I would give you $5 to open a can of that up in your house, and you film
it.
Yeah, I used to get the tetanus shots probably 6 to 8 a year. I haven't had. I ain't gonna say anything now. I was gonna say I haven't had one for a while, but last year I had one. But
last time I had a tetanus shot is when I got in a fight with a lawnmower, changing the blades on it. I lost.
Yeah, I'm always cutting myself with rusty something or something in that.
Dude, I almost had 3 fingers amputated. And the bad thing about it is where the blade stopped was on 3 of my fingers, and I could not get my fingers out. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to argue with you on that, Watt. He has ate at McDonald's and a Waffle House, so therefore he's pretty well immune. The Waffle House in my little town, you eat at it, you better have some toilet paper.
You're going to get sick.
Yeah, you will get sick.
Yeah, if I could find the right containers, I would make a lot of coleslaw this year, because I know that some place that has heads of cabbage that huge.
Man, you ain't get one head like that will last me a couple of months.
Yeah, it's huge, and I was like, oh, really want to do some slaw.
Now, me and the wife, we like either cooked or fried cabbage more than anything.
Yeah, but the thing is, there's a benefit in this. This is not like the sauerkraut you get at the store or anything.
Oh, I know.
You make your own homemade stuff.
Yeah.
And ferment it. That is the best stuff for your digestion.
Okay. Grape jams. I made sauerkraut. Ain't been too long ago. Well, yeah, it has too. It damn near took us forever to eat the sauerkraut. It ain't like we don't like it now as much as we used to when we were coming up.
Well, it was a staple. It was for your health mainly.
Well, I'm not going to disagree with you there.
I mean, back in the day, before everything is processed now, it was a major thing for gut health.
Yeah, it was.
That's the same thing with the fermented beans and all that stuff.
Now I know when Mama cooked sauerkraut, you know, she chopped up sausages to go with it, everything. And I got to admit, back then it was good. Okay, don't get me wrong, but my taste buds has changed. I don't like it as much. I will eat it if there is nothing else to eat, period.
Yeah.
You know.
I would rather fry it up than anything.
Dana B wants to know what is kimchi. It is fermented cabbage.
Yeah. It's they just put a lot of spice with it. It's pretty much done the same way. They just they make the paste and rub it into the leaves and then let it ferment.
Sniffer. You say I have to make it like the Germans do. Okay, when I was making it, there is a creator, and it's called Polish Your Kitchen. Okay, she is Polish, 100%, and she showed how to do it, and I followed hers.
Just watch Vineyard Chicks. They got videos on it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry, Vineyard Chicks. But I mean,
he will make America great again.
Thanks, David.
But what I'm saying is my taste buds have changed. Period.
Sour beef and dumplings.
I've never heard of it.
Sour soup. What is that? Sour beef?
Yeah, you got it right. Sour beef and dumplings.
Never heard of it.
Before it got too expensive, I used to like corned beef and cabbage.
Oh, so it is.
I used to love that coming up.
Yeah.
It's too expensive now.
Fried corned beef, you know, put in frying pan, fried up. Yeah.
Yeah, Mama used to cook it.
But yeah, okay, plain and simple. If you really want to get into preserving food, mouth getting fast in my brain. YouTube, I guarantee you, YouTube's got a video on something on preserving food.
Oh, there's a video on everything, but
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Only problem is 1 out of 100 may tell you the right way of doing it.
You got that right. Okay, let's say canning potatoes. I sat there for, I know, damn near a week watching video after video after video. And I heard what a lot of them was saying and everything. And I run up on one, what was it? It's about 2019, okay? He dry canned potatoes. And I sat there and I thought, and I watched his'n. Yeah, you say it your way, I say it my way.
Another new one.
But yeah, that's another new one. Redneck word of the day.
His'n.
But I like that way better because the liquid that you get out of it is the starch. And if starch messes with you, you can take it out, put it in a strainer, rinse it off, fry it up or whatever. There's no starch in it. It won't mess with you at all. And I've heard a lot of people say, you know, some's done it with chicken broth, some's done it with water or whatever. But when they go to eat it after they cook it and everything, it's real mushy. They don't like that. And I think it was on your channel, what, a couple of months ago? No, when you was interviewing Make It Make, I showed a can of potatoes I had done, like that. Within that week, I turned on YouTube and there was over 50 different videos, dry canned potatoes.
That's because you were searching for it.
I wasn't searching for it.
You said you sat there and watched 100 hours of so
when I was first doing it.
Yeah, but that's how that, if you search for something, it takes a long time to get rid of that thing, because they'll always pop up on, or if you watch a video, they'll keep putting the same videos in front of you.
Well, after Make It Make was on yours, I didn't have to search for it. Bam, there it was. People dry canning potatoes. Hello, Dig Deeper.
She had a tetanus shot and a round of antibiotics, I do believe.
What happened to her?
Bob wire got through the boot. Yeah.
Ooh.
My sister done that when she was a little girl.
Mm-hmm.
My horse threw me into a roll of barbed wire.
Well, I got dragged
Or something.
from a cow, and I was in the barbed wire while I was being dragged.
Oh my goodness.
I was so pissed that I got up and grabbed a hold of the barbed wire and was pulling back on him.
Let me tell you something.
I didn't pull him. He was pulling me though. I was pissed though.
Let me tell you something not to do. Get up in the top of a hayloft and wait for a cow to come by and lasso them with baling twine. That don't work out good.
One thing I would do if you're wanting to start to preserve a lot of stuff, I would start with dehydrating, because that's probably one of the easiest, cheapest ways to go right off the bat. Because canning, you got to get a lot of stuff for that. You got to get the jars, the lids, the little knick-knacky little things that pick the jars up and all that stuff. And you gotta have knowledge how long to do it and stuff like that if you don't have the books or anything. But dehydrating, you can actually do it in the oven.
Yeah.
You already have a stove, you can actually dehydrate in an oven. And then you can step up to one of the cheap round ones, because that's one I still use.
Yeah. Walmart. I hate Walmart. But
I got mine at Big Lots. So
does you know what Johnny Bread is?
And
Johnny Bread or Johnny Beer?
Bread.
Well, what's it?
Grace Johnson asked.
After that, you can do stuff in the freezer.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are ways of storing stuff in the freezer. You just don't toss it in there and hope it doesn't get freezer burned and stuff. Because vacuum sealers are really good for storing stuff. I've got peppers 4 years old in the freezer that if I defrost them, they're just as good as when I put them in there. Because I sucked all the air out of, I blanched them and sucked all the air out of them and put them in the freezer.
And something else with the peppers too. You can grind them up and make powder out of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I make my. Well, see, I smoke my peppers first.
Okay.
And then dehydrate them and then grind them. Then I got my own smoked paprika. because that's smoked paprika is expensive right now if you go to buy it in the store. Well, everything's expensive.
Let me back up and say something right quick, Bushcraft. Great, this is coming from Grape Jams. Bushcraft, does anybody know what Johnny bread is? My husband remembers his grandma making it, but we have a recipe. He also said it was baked in tin cans.
Yeah.
Now it's what?
I don't remember the recipe, but I remember it. Well, I remember it being made in a tin box. Well, it was, you would pour it in there and it had a lid over top of it. It's like the loaf ones that they have now, but it was more cruder, I guess you would say. And I do believe it had cornmeal in it too.
Oh no.
What?
Coming up, none of my family canned or preserved, period. I did not learn none of this. Well, let me back up and rephrase.
Yep. Air dry.
What I know now, I learned from YouTube and reading books from.
Oh, you don't have a recipe.
Oh.
That old dude with the cowboy hat that does his fancy dance when he makes something good. He has a recipe.
Cowboy Kent Rollins.
Yeah, he has a recipe for it.
Grape Jams.
Or Grace just put a link in chat.
Huh. You'd like Cowboy Kent Rollins, trust me. And he's got some darn good recipes on there too. Mike Jones, the Foxfire books are a must-have. I don't know. But I do remember sitting down and asking my father before they come out with the dehydrators and so forth.
That was just air drying.
Yeah. He would, the way he told me he done is he would take 2x4s and make a rectangle or whatever, and he would put screen wire top and bottom. But he would fix it to where you could open it, and he would lay the meat in there. It's like a tier in the middle of it that he would lay the meat on it. That way your flies could not get in there to it and so forth. And they would set it on top of the well house. It would take a couple of days to make jerky and so forth like that. Dehydrate it.
Well, the way they used to, not meat, but vegetables and stuff, they'd make baskets. And because there was no screen back in the day. So they weaved baskets, and they put all their fruits and vegetables or whatever they were, and the lid would go right on top of it.
Well, what's the name of that bread the cowboys used to eat all the time? I'm leaving it alone because I can't pronounce it to begin with.
I don't know.
But cowboys used to, it wasn't bread, it was meat is what it was made up. And they said it would be hard as a rock. Hardtack, yes.
Oh, that wasn't meat. hardtack is just really salted flour.
The one, well, from what I've seen, I don't know if it's hardtack.
No, you're thinking of the word you can't say. It's prima something another. Fermentation.
Yeah.
What? Somebody else. There you go. B got it. Grace got it too. Yeah. That's the meat. Hardtack is just flour, salt, and water, I think.
But that was another way of preserving.
Right. Yeah, it's mainly salt.
Well, during the summertime, you got to have salt because you out there sweating, your body's sweating the salt out. Hey, kitty puss. I reckon, look, I can't remember the name, so I'm going to call him White Nuts. Oh, no, hell, I better not do that. For what? Do I want to what? Bushcraft.
Yeah.
I'll be back in a few minutes.
It doesn't make any difference. You can mix pork, beef, and all kinds of stuff together. It just got to have that jelly stuff is what makes it preserve for a longer time. Yeah, mine are sitting over there in the bed too. This one always has to be up here. This one or rug nut. It's now probably after Christmas, hams will go down, and that's the thing. I don't know if I would want to make it out of the stuff that you would buy at the store nowadays, because I don't know how safe that would actually be. It just, yeah, I don't know if it would be that it would be that safe. Yeah, jams and jellies is probably for canning. Yeah, most of the people that I've had up here that do a lot of canning will always said jellies and jams are probably the easiest thing to start with. What else? Beans are easy to start with canning. But water bathing is mainly jams and jellies, pickles. And Jeff, I don't know if you know, but you're muted. And another way that we haven't talked about, which is vacuum seal, and there's multiple ways of doing that. That's the oxygen absorbers. Storing stuff that way, preserving food is removing the oxygen from it and storing it in Mylar bags or jars.
Okay, I do be back.
Oh, welcome back.
Well, thank you very much. I did hear Mylar bags. Who in here has started making their own MREs and putting them in Mylar bags?
I already have MREs, so
Well, I know.
no need for me to make them.
Well, I'm talking about instead of going out and buying MREs, you can make them yourself a lot cheaper than you can go out and buy them.
No,
Yeah.
I guarantee you, I can get them cheaper than
Well, yeah, you can, but look at your source also.
Yeah,
People like us.
that's why I said I can get them a lot cheaper.
But for people like us who does not have that source.
Yeah, I think they're going for like $15-$20 each now.
Yeah.
But
Hell,
there are ways to get them cheaper though.
Yeah, but you just got to know the right people.
No, it's you go to an auction that sells a skid for like $100.
Okay.
Expires in the next couple years. Even though they expire, they're still good for another 20 years.
Yeah,
you can get a whole skid that is about ready to expire for $100.
I wouldn't mind finding some of them. But the point of it is, I've ate MREs in the past, and they really are not the best of foods.
Well, the thing is, you don't want to eat them every day because there's so much preservatives in them.
Right.
That's why they tend to give them things with them to make them, poop, because if you eat them, it binds you up to where you can't poop for a good while.
Well, let's start this conversation over. Okay. Unless you've got an inside person to get you some MREs, original MREs, kind of dirt cheap, you can make your own MREs cheaper than you can go out and buy them. The last MRE I bought was less than $4. Okay. Now, by accident, it's been coming up. Oh, Lake, quit that.
That's not me.
I know who. That's Lake. We ain't going that route tonight. But you can put in there what you want, and you can put in flavored drinks, so forth like that. I'm waiting for her to come up and say LOL, ha 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 ha, he.
Well, even today, it's going to cost you quite a bit to come up with everything that's in an MRE.
Okay, you go buy a pack of crackers, what, $3 or $4? Okay, pack of crackers has got I'm gonna say 6 packs in it. Hell, excuse me, you can put that in 6 homemade MREs. You can go buy a pack of little cans of tuna. Okay, right there. That can go into an MRE. You can, just go buy packs of things. But
yeah, but you're back there stuffing yourself with a bunch of processed food again.
Look, when shit hits the fan, who cares if it's processed or not?
Your body.
Your main goal is to eat. There's going to be a lot of people now who cannot afford to do what we have done in the past. Okay. And we have, for the last 3-4 years, told people to do this. And they're just now opening up their eyes, and they're seeing that what we said was right. And when I say we, I'm not talking just me and Bushcraft. I'm talking like our community, other communities that has said, you need to do this. Okay. My whole thing is, when I started, I've been on disability. Okay. I also have bills I've got to pay, or I'll be out in the street. Now, you can go to Dollar Tree Plus, Family Dollar, or Dollar General. You can spend what, $10, $15 and start putting back like that. The time to start is now. Don't wait. Take your $10 or $15. Go start stocking up, putting back. You know.
Yeah, but you need to get people stop going and buying all this processed stuff. Grow garden.
If shit hits the fan within the next 2 or 3 months, there ain't gonna be no gardens to grow.
Well, and that's too late then.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying.
I could care less about them people.
Well, that's because me and you had the knowledge to do all this.
Well, I've been doing it for 20 some years.
Okay.
The thing is, everybody needs to stop thinking about getting all this processed food, all this canned food. You can can it yourself. You can go to farms, even where I'm at. I can go to a farm. And get loads of green beans, or like I said, the cabbage, a lot cheaper than going and getting a bunch of cans of it that's loaded with preservatives that is going to give you more trouble in the end than it is eating something that's healthy for you.
But right now, what I'm saying is, with what's going on in the world, our whole life, your future is not promised, plain and simple. Okay. But with everything going on right now, we are on the brink, period. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I would say start out with, believe it or not, beans and rice. I hate to say it, but yeah.
Well, again, Jeff, that's okay if you like that. If you don't like that, and that's one of the major things, that people will go out and buy a bunch of this stuff and they can't stand beans and rice.
Get what y'all would eat.
Yeah, you have to get stuff that you like, or if you're sitting in the basement and all you're doing is eating your beans and rice, eventually you're gonna want to, delete yourself because you're so miserable.
Yeah. If you don't like spam, don't stock up on spam. If you don't like beanie weenies, don't stock up on beanie weenies. Stock up on what you like, period. Stock up on what your family likes. And remember this right here. When you start stocking up, tell nobody. Because when shift hits, there's going to be people coming out of the woodworks that knows you got it. And yeah, but remember this right here. When you start stocking up, allow enough for your whole family, even though they have moved out, because they always come home. Plain simple. You don't have to stock up on processed food. Do some research. I'm just saying, pintos, black beans, black-eyed peas, or whatever. But you can't. Just remember this right here. Whatever you stock up on, be prepared to eat it straight out of the can also.
Yeah, that's where I was going. Instead of making your own processed icky stuff that's your MREs, make a meal inside of a jar.
Yeah, you can do that.
And you know all the ingredients that's in that. And you didn't put no preservatives in there. You may have put a teaspoon of salt in there, and that's about it.
And salt is the canner's choice. You don't have to put salt in whatever you can.
Some things,
Most things.
yeah, some things you need to actually put salt in.
I'm not put salt in nothing I've canned yet.
Yeah.
I've always put salt in it after I've opened it and cooked it.
Well, there are things that you actually have to put, and that's the same thing with tomato sauce and stuff. If you don't pressure can it, if you water bath it, you have to put lemon juice or some sort of acid in there.
Now, wait a minute. We got grape jams up in here. There was something that, okay, flour. I've always been told, starting out canning, you do not want to can anything with flour base or nothing like that. Me and Bushcraft watched a video, well, quite a few videos, that where they made some type of sauce. They put flour in it to make a sauce. Is that safe to do it like that?
Oh, tomato soup.
Yeah, tomato soup.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they're more talking about like noodles because it turns into mush.
Okay.
Is what I'm thinking. And yes, I wouldn't do this, but there's a lady that goes and buys frozen vegetables and takes them home and dehydrates them and then mixes spices and stuff together and makes her own little soup that way. And it's all dehydrated. But again, I wouldn't, because I want to try to I would rather chop up my own vegetables and dehydrate them and then do it that way than, because that's the thing. The garden is key. If you don't have a garden, make sure you have the seeds.
Yeah.
Preserve the seeds.
Now, wait a minute. There are certain type of seeds you need because just any seed is not going to grow. I cannot think of the type of seed I'm talking about. But I have bought, oh God, I'm going to say a pound of okra. Come to find out, not one of them would grow at all. What's the type of seed is that I'm thinking about?
Mustard seed?
No. They guaranteed to grow, but then again,
guaranteed to grow.
Yeah, I know where you fixing to come from, but you should let me finish and say what
I didn't say that. I just said guaranteed to grow.
That's what they claim. I've not seen nothing yet in the seed that's guaranteed to grow.
No.
I'll think about the seed probably between now and Wednesday.
Fake seed.
Is it
It's a certain type of seeds, not just one seed. They're all the seeds like that. The
heirlooms?
Maybe.
Those are not guaranteed. Those are actually less guaranteed.
Okay.
Because they have, in what everybody's saying in chat is the GMO crap where they modify the seed to where it doesn't it's immune to certain pests and climates and things like that. And those are still not guaranteed. Certain seeds have a higher percentage or a lower percentage of germination.
Okay.
And there are, and the heirloom ones are ones that are grown in that area will be better to grow again the next year. Those are pretty much, let me get it out.
I see
They're not mixed. They're not mixed with anything. They're you can kind of call their original seed. Like when I grow, I got my purple Cherokee tomatoes from Haas Tools, and I grew them, and then the seeds that I got from there, because they were heirloom seeds, I went and harvest my own seeds from the fruit I got from them. So they were even better the next time I grew them because they grew from my own climate, my own area. So each time you do that, they're more
prone to grow.
Yeah.
Now, Harvest Mary Moon also posted, I looked at my pear tree today, it's fully bloomed. Let me say something right quick. They do have non-barren fruit trees that will bloom, beautiful blooms. A pear tree is one of them. So just because they bloom, you know, and unless you know for a fact that they bear fruit.
Well, you're missing one big point.
Again, what?
If there's nothing there to pollinate it, it's not going to grow any fruit. Because
a non-barren fruit tree will not grow fruit. I don't care if you've got something there to pollinate it or not.
Well, what I'm saying is that they can grow, they can have flowers. And if there's not nothing there to pollinate it, it's not going to grow any fruit.
Well, true, but that's not designed, because a non-barren fruit tree is designed not to grow fruit.
Well, that's.
I've cut one down here at the house.
Well, there are some trees that are like certain apple trees you can't get to grow unless there's another type of tree around it.
You're right.
Crab apple, like you could have two of the same trees, two of the same apple trees side by side.
Yep.
And they won't produce any fruit. It's because they have to have another tree like a crab apple there to cross pollinate, and it'll grow fruit.
Mike Jones.
Yeah. And it's the red ones, I do believe, are every other year. I'm not sure about the green ones, but I think that the Barrett pears or whatever they're called.
Barrett pears. Now, right down the road here, there's a woman who's got one of the green pear trees. Last year, there wasn't hardly a limb on that tree that wasn't on the ground because it was loaded with pears. This year, there's not no pears on it.
Yeah.
You know.
Or it'll be very small. If it does produce, it'll just be what they call it's a seed.
Right.
It's fruit, but it's not edible. It's mainly for and that's like pecan trees. One year it'll grow just barely enough, and then there'll be
Okay.
1 year that it'll be tons and tons and tons of nuts, and it's so it can actually reproduce.
Now, Harvest Mary Moon, have you ever made any pear butter? That's something I've been wanting to try. I have not tasted none yet, to my knowledge.
And a lot of people say that when it produces a lot of nuts, and of course, peanut shows up.
Of course.
If it
Always.
produces a lot of nuts, they say, "Oh, it's going to be a bad winter," but they've proven that's not true. It's because the cycle of the tree will produce a lot more, so it can produce more, trees. Because that's the idea of any plant. It's trying to produce more plants.
Well, see, since 2019, me getting into this right here, there's so much stuff I'm coming across I've never heard of that sitting there. Man, that's got to be some good stuff. I've never heard of pear butter, but guess what? The way it looks, and yeah, I want to try some. I mean, it's the same thing as oh God, apple butter, except for it's made with pears.
Mm-hmm.
Now I make my own apple butter. Period. Matter of fact, I got to make some this year too. You know, like it, Mike Jones. I've got 3 persimmon trees in my yard. I've got 3 black walnuts. I've got 7 or 8 pecan trees. Now, 2 years ago, that one pecan tree, I mean, man, Lord have mercy. And for the last 2 years, they've not produced none. But then again, these are young trees. And I don't know how true it is, but I've heard a pecan tree, it takes what, I'm going to say 15, 20 years for them to start producing.
I don't think so. They have farms that
You
they
may
get
be right.
up in 5 years. They said. Only reason I know this because I just watched a video of a farm where they were wanting to go in business with this other YouTuber, and they were talking all about it. And there's different varieties. There's the thin skin ones, and
Thank you, Regina.
they grow them to where one variety will be done first, and that way they can harvest it, and then they move on to the next variety.
I am not the only one that says pecan.
Well, I don't know. That's what he says. He's from the South, and he says for them northern people up there that call it pecans, those are a can of that has the little green peas in it. That's a can of peas.
I know what his email address is.
And he said it's pecan trees.
That sounds like no. I know I'm not going there with that statement. I'm leaving that alone.
And
I was talking about pecans,
Pecans.
This is Arms Family Homestead, I think it is.
It's an uppity person that says pecans. to me.
Well, that could be anything the way you said it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was hinting at without saying it. And I had to stop myself. I can't go there with that comment. Uppity person. But I have run across a few people that says if we
I would play the video, but because he's a big YouTuber, pretty much I would get in trouble for it, so I'm not going to play it. But that was the first 5 minutes he got on to it. He says all them northern people call it pecan.
I like to see him go up in the damn Appalachian Mountains and call them that. They'd laugh his ass off the mountain. But yeah, that is another argument to get a fight started, just like stock car racing and politics.
I care less what you call it. I just eat them.
How do you say it?
Pecan.
See?
I said pecan, not pecan.
Where's your tie at?
I don't have no tie.
But yeah. Let's get back on track.
Well, it's about time to head over to Vineyard Chicks here pretty soon.
Yeah. I wish you said that earlier. That way I'd got a little bit more peace and quiet because the wife goes in there by the time they come home.
Yeah. I actually got a notification saying I got 30 minutes for the Vineyard Chicks going to go live. I haven't got notifications for a long time.
Really?
Yeah. That's why it's like, wow, that's weird.
I'll put it like this: pecans, or pecans, however you pronounce it, they good, toasted, and buttered also.
Oh, I like pecan pie.
Yeah, oh God, yes. And you cannot stock up on nuts, by the way, because they go bad, 6 months, something like that, on kind of the oil that's in them.
Yeah, depending on the nut.
Yeah. Ain't that right, Nut House?
Yeah. The nut house has been spoiled for a long time.
Wait a minute, he just got married. Ain't been too long ago. No, that ain't Nut House. That's Sniffer. We are really. You want to see how bad is? Come on down here for about a week. My wife is almost coughing back up.
Like that. Peanut brittle, but using pecans.
I'm trying to remember how I said it. I ain't ate one so damn long. Last one I ate had a caramel roach in it, and I ain't ate one since.
Oh, what?
You could probably freeze them, but I don't think that would help because the oil. It's the oil that turns bad. It's not really the nut. It's the oil that turns rancid, which is part of the nut, so it goes bad.
Well, come think about it. Couldn't you dehydrate it? Wouldn't the oil come out of it if you dehydrate it? And would it be good if you did that?
Beats me. You could probably freeze dry them. Maybe B knows if you freeze dry them.
Okay,
it's like coffee. The coffee bean itself has a little oil in it that will go bad. And that's
Oh.
why when they put it in the freezer, they say, well, it lasts longer if you put it in the freezer. Technically, it doesn't, because the oil is the thing that turns rancid.
Boy, I done pissed my wife off. Well, it ain't the first time. Can the nuts be canned?
Yeah. When you can make the boiled
Peanuts.
boiled peanuts, they can be canned.
Man, I love
I've never done it, but it can be done.
If you want to know how to do it, call me up. I'll tell you how to do it. No, how to boil peanuts.
Oh, I know how to boil peanuts.
Oh, okay.
Canning boiled peanuts.
Yeah, that's I reckon YouTube, here we come.
And you can't, well, unless California freezes, because that's why peanuts in California says his nuts don't freeze.
Yeah, and there is a lot of nuts in California. Ain't that right? Now they do sell canned boiled peanuts.
Yeah.
My opinion, they're
they
good,
suck.
but they ain't as good.
Oh, they're horrible. Well, there's people that like just the salt ones. I like the spice in them. The spicy.
Okay, they got Cajun peanut boiled peanuts in a can.
I've only seen it just regular boiled peanuts.
Have you?
Yeah, up here that is. Yeah, and they never sell. It's always full because people like, ooh, boiled peanuts.
Lake says chat and panel has been serious for a record long time to get ready. Well, should we go ahead?
That's a good idea. Throwing your coffee grounds and stuff or at least in the compost.
Yeah. And now answer this right here. I've never done it. I've heard thousands of people say put your coffee grounds in your garden. Do you shake the coffee grounds out of the filter, or you just throw the filter in there too?
No, don't put the filter in.
Okay.
Because the filters, unless it's a paper filter, but
yeah, that's what I'm talking
more
about.
than likely it's the fiber stuff.
Okay.
And that's plastic. You only want something that's going to be able to break down.
Well, as much coffee as I've been drinking here in the last 6 months, I'm gonna have to go buy my own trash can just to put coffee grounds in.
Well, TJ, she's got her own little thing in her kitchen that she puts her coffee grounds and her, vegetable pieces and stuff in there.
So she's got a portable compost in the kitchen, matter of speaking.
Well, it's a trash can it's sealed that you can take it outside and then dump it in the compost bin.
Okay. Now, have you priced trash cans lately? My God.
Everything's high.
I would have thought that would have been one of the last things to get a price hike on, but no,
It's plastic.
Wait a minute. LLCC says just the coffee, it's not biodegradable. The filters, I believe. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless it's a paper, because they do have paper ones that.
See, that's the only ones I buy, the paper ones.
Well, does it say it's paper? That's the thing. If you get coffee filters, most of them are not, paper. They're because the plastic that plastic stuff is cheaper to make than making paper ones.
Okay.
That's like my the tea bags. Those are not made out of paper unless you buy them paper.
I got you.
Because a lot of times they kind of look like them, but if you rub them real fast with your fingers, you can start feeling the wax and the resin come off of it.
I got you.
I want to get me one of those little things that you put your tea in, and then you pour it on top, and it drips down a little tube and goes into your teacup. I don't know what they're called, but I like the bags the tea bags I use are 100% biodegradable. Even the little string on it, it's all paper.
Wait a minute. What? There's a North American plant that has coffee in it. Might want to order the seeds.
Yeah, but you have to be in the right climate.
Okay.
To grow coffee. And I've been learning a lot about coffee because this one channel I watch started their own coffee business and went to farms, and there's a certain way you have to grow it, and the fertilizer you have to get from the jungle. You have to get the stuff from the jungle to fertilize the coffee plant. And it takes quite a bit before you actually get the fruit from it.
No. TJ says my filters say they are 99% wood pulp fibers.
And a lot of people just use that little cup thing that they put in there now for coffees.
Yeah.
Like K-cup things.
I have never used one of them.
I've got one, but I don't drink coffee anymore, so it doesn't do me no good.
I don't think Miami could grow coffee down there. Now, I may be wrong with that. I do know they get hot, but grow coffee, ain't you got to be somewhere like in Brazil, in climate like that right there?
I don't know. Probably Miami would be able to, not in the city or anything, but
no,
the outskirts.
K-cups. That's what it is.
1% is probably bugs.
That's all right. That means more protein, a little extra protein. Appalachian, where he was doing the beans up and everything, frying the beans. He said, well, bug got in that one. He said, somebody's going to have a little extra protein. So, you want to go ahead and say your goodbyes so everybody can get ready, get their stuff together for Vineyard Chicks tonight?
Yeah. There's Charles is over there. I haven't seen him in a couple weeks. Anytime we're in chat at the same time, we both joke about it because we don't know which Charles they're talking about. Because his name's Charles too.
Puerto Rican coffee is almost illegal. Do you know I've got an old school percolator, and the type of coffee that I normally buy is 8 o'clock coffee. You can get it ground or you can get whole bean. I messed up and got a bag of whole bean. I thought, hell, just throw the damn beans in the percolator. Now, boy, was I forever so wrong with that. That's some of the worst coffee I ever tasted.
Yeah.
I didn't know you kind of had to.
You don't got a grinder?
I do now. Let's put it
okay.
like that. And
Well,
trust.
that's good. I actually have a coffee grinder for grinding up my for my spices and stuff.
Well, I also found something else out. The first time me sitting there cranking that damn thing to get enough for a pot of coffee, I found out another use for a cordless drill. And it works.
Mine's it's probably about that deep and probably about that round.
Yeah.
You put that. Oh, and you put. I did cayenne pepper, and that lid popped off. Oh man, I cried like a baby.
Well, look.
Cayenne pepper in the powder in the air. Oh, that was horrible.
Let me say this right here. If you grind up cayenne pepper or any type of peppers in your coffee grinder, before you grind up any coffee, make darn sure that coffee grinder is 100% clean.
Oh, I don't grind any coffee, so
well, now
my grinder is all stainless steel, so it cleans real easy.
So is mine, except for the wood part,
Well, it doesn't have any wood part. It's
okay.
Yeah.
And Lake's right. Coffee does not keep long either. And I found that out by accident also.
Yeah, don't put it in the freezer because that doesn't do anything.
So, well, what I done was I vacuum sealed right much,
Well, the best thing to do is if you want to save coffee, you get the instant coffee because that's dehydrated or freeze dried coffee.
Okay.
And you vacuum seal that and it'll last for 10 years.
Freeze dried?
Yep.
Okay. I'll remove that. Show around.
Go ahead and I've got freeze dried coffee, even though I don't drink it, just to have it. And make sure everybody heads over to the Vineyard Chicks because I think they got some new songs this week. I do believe.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Let me see if I get okay. Lean on Me, The Power of Love, Daydream Believer, Go Rest High on the Mountain, Iris. Oh, that's a good song. Brown Eyed Girl, Bring Me to Life, I Hope You Dance, Jesse's Girl, Carry On Wayward Son, and Haley's Comet. There's another one. Oh, Rose Garden. Rose Garden.
I never promised you a rose garden.
No, I don't think it's that one.
Okay.
It might be. I don't know. Because I can't. Lynn Anderson.
Okay. If it's Lynn Anderson, I never promised you a rose garden.
Yeah. But we'll meet you guys over there. Thank you all for hanging out tonight. We will, let me drop it again just in case.
In other words, see ya!
Yeah, we will be back Wednesday over on Jeff's channel.
Yep. Open chat.
And Friday we may have a giveaway for Bushcrafty channels. I haven't done that for a while.
Man, they already up there singing.
Yep.
All right. We
Catch you guys later.
Bye. Adios.